Alrighty, welcome in. So VortiX and El Matador. We see here in the blue and the red, Poseidon and Zeus pulling it off in the Greek map. We just finished watching VortiX already play another player, and unfortunately he was playing Sept and he was unable to get the win versus the Loki team. So we'll see if he'll be able to repossess himself and capture what he needs to do, take care of business, and dominate the antlers off of these deer, otherwise known as Mother Nature. Far left corner, we see the first relic here as removes the favor cost of the fortress type buildings. Moving down to the southern borders, we also see another one here that gives villagers farm faster, villager gather, work rate farm 10% increase as well. We've been both seeing these players grab a lot of the relics throughout these matches. Buildings are faster. Imhotep knows how to take care of that. Increased villager hit points by 40%, which is going to help with those raids. While we're discussing that, we already have a first dock and houses on the board, as well as the other player getting that first dock on the board too. Alright, we are looking at constructed faster, we already discussed that, and southern hemisphere is the hit point one, which we already discussed as well. Okay, so that's going to be good. So we will see VortiX now in the southern hemisphere of this map, trying to conquer and take care of business. Let's see how he can do with that. Let's see if his battle boar and goats can survive this map, because we did see battle boars with Loki taking some business out on him. So let's go check back to the normal map reveal and see what we see here. We have 4 fishing vessels on the board for VortiX. He did claim superior dominancy on the water last map. He was able to take the entire dominant path across the board, which was good. We did appreciate that. We did see that. I am confused why my frames are significantly higher when I am recording on the same time instead of streaming. I was streaming and it was having a more difficult time. However, moving on. Alrighty. He does see some of that. We do have pop cap going on. 14 villagers each side, same resources each time on the players. So we're back into Matador. Let's see what we got going on here. Temple going up already in progress at 255. And VortiX is not anywhere near that yet. No temples are in progress. And judging by the resources, we could be looking at a second TC. He does have it uncovered already, or forward operating base as well. Matador just wants to get up early, so he does have fishing as well, and he is scouting for the other TC. So we have 5 fishing vessels on this board, and we have 6, 7, 8. So VortiX is very good at claiming that water dominance very early on. We do have his temple going up at 3.5 minutes on the board. Matador already has his temple, but doesn't have the resources to go up yet. He will now start to age up, so the other player won't be far behind him due to that quick exchange. His temple is going up, and he is already at halfway up on his progress, so we will see if that will change very much on the action that we see here. Okay. Lots of fishing vessels already on the board too. So we have less than a quarter versus halfway to classic. Pumping hero with more fishing vessels as well. Getting that fishing upgrade for VortiX will be huge because he does have a superior amount of fishing boats on the board. Secondary dock coming in down south. That will be good for him. He will want to try to claim complete dominance once again. However, he does see it with his scout. He is scouting it with his hippocampus. He's taking a look at that villager, seeing what's going on. 8 fishing boats on the board. Second TC going up by Matador, just like his other player before him went for that next TC. VortiX not doing that. Continuing to slap down docks. I should probably start to imagine he will start pumping some fishing other vessels to take out these other ones, which will be smart. Scout and Centaur taking out the villager before he can get his secondary dock up. Won't finish it. That will go down. He will lose that. He's starting to fish now down below. They both are going to have to consider getting some actual vessels to help working on that if they want to work on it. Heracles is on the board, and he is not upset. He's not happy with Centaur. Minotaur chasing him down. Heracles moving in. No harassment there. We have a scout using his large butter knife into the side of this dock. While we have a fisherman just, you know, hunting some salmon, watching out, checking out the views, looking at the royal highness of this scout as he won't see the Minotaur coming in for him. Just so you know, hiya! Hiya! And here it comes. Oh, tossed into the on top of it, moving out. He's not having it. He's running away. He does not want to face that. And I'm going to sneeze, and I apologize. All right, Minotaur on the board. Coming down, we have our first vessel coming out to take out some of that water. While we still have some harassment happening by that Centaur and that Scout, Heracles is not taking part of this. I imagine we're going to start seeing the score shift soon due to this other secondary TC forward operating base going down. Oh, he's getting his own vessel coming out. Question is, will he produce the war vessels from this dock? And he did annihilate that. We have one Juggernaut up here. Will he produce a Juggernaut up there? He will. Alright, question is, will VortiX also create a Juggernaut up here? So far, no. His fishing is queued, but not in progress. He will lose that vessel. He will not have that. VortiX is actually losing the water this round, which we saw him be dominance on last round. And like I suspected, these scores are starting to get closer together. He will start to face what we are seeing here now. A difficult approach. That is interesting. However, we do have that heroic age coming on board, and we are going to start to see some Silas, which will turn the he's of battle. Siege vessel versus Juggernaut. The other Juggernaut reserved for health. Getting harassed by some hippos. Hippias coming in. Villagers butter knifing that hero out of here. They had enough of him. They have his gold from his corpse, and they will definitely bury him alive. We do have a Hydra pumping out as well. Scylla is moving in for the kill, for the water, turning the tides of this water battle. I should have known better to doubt VortiX's ability to capture and hold that waterfront. He will not go down without a fight on the water. That is his domain. Scylla, Hercules, siege vessels working together to terminate this dock. And it will not stand a chance. Water dominance is here. Militia fighting in, coming back. They don't want to take down this fight. Scylla's not going to handle that. He's not going to let them take it away with that. More Hippias coming in to harass the VortiX as he moves his soldier away from the area. He does see it now. He's coming back. He wants to get involved with his Minotaur as well. That will hurt him quite a bit if he does get in there. He will get some villagers away from the heat before, and they are now going to kill one villager. Townsend are doing some damage. They're trapping them with the Scylla and the Minotaur. This is going to be a hard thing to run away from. Losing one Hippias right off the bat. Scylla still working hard. Lots of health on the board. He will lose the entire waterfront, and he will not even try to take it back. He will reduce that waterfront, which will mean that we're going to see a lot more progress coming out of VortiX on his score. As we see it starting to show up now. 4 heads on the Scylla. Massacring that. 9 Hippias coming back into the battle here. Gonna come and harass some of these villagers before we can see much more happening. We do have him also probably going to heroic as well, so you'll start to see those medium hippies probably coming up already on the board. We do need to get some academies up. Second TC is now up for VortiX as well. This will mean a lot of good stuff for him. He's going to scare him with his hero. Or Theseus is going to come over there and start smacking his Hydra from the rear. He will then cut his rear as he gets tossed around by Heracles from behind as well. If I don't know, is there something about the rear of this game? They sure like to destroy each other from the rear. Moving on to the Hippias, coming back to get some villagers before they can steal the gold. Doesn't want them coming in, doesn't want them getting away. But yet, Jason is going to once again chase them from the rear. Alrighty, continuing to monitor water dominance by VortiX on the top, completely dominating all of it, which is great. Alright, we have two different militaries coming in here. VortiX will need to start getting troops if he wants to defend himself, as we have the Nemean Lion, Theseus, Militia, coming in to harass some more villagers. Here we have some medium hoplites and some medium toxites coming into the board as well. If VortiX can start to control this, this could be good for him. Shaft mines in the queue. We have heavy soldiers and heavy infantry also in the queue. More hiders coming through, which will be good. He's recognizing he is using a lot of horses, so he will get those hoplites in there, and they will do hard. They will do hard. That's what I am currently announcing. Fortress up on the board, protecting 2 gold mines, while Matador is starting to farm. He realizes that he ain't going to be fishing. He's going to be farming, which he has to do. He's been farming for a while, as we can see, using up his gold in his main base as well. Still producing soldiers, still harassing. VortiX will still need to continue to build an army. He does have an army here idling while we have 2 different rows of Hippias coming through. Medium Hippias at that. Medium hoplites will be converted very shortly to heavy, as well as our archers here. Sila getting shot over here. You're gonna have to pull this back. You did force him back a bit, but you will need to pull back. Oh, I just saw the heavy Hippias coming in. Well, that's gonna be nice for him. Heavy Hippias. 13 attack. I don't know how I clicked on a boar when I was clicking on them. Going for his gold. And he will get into the tower before they come in. And he will lose 2 villagers in that little scuffle. He is starting to make him idle a lot of his villagers as he continues to dominate the map control other than the water. Scores again, 20k versus 19k. Villagers, red, 75 villagers to 54. VortiX significantly down on villagers, but he does still have that advantage on the food. 95 military to 76. We're going to see some more buildings go down up over here. Some more military academies with a 4 operating base. Got some harassing going on here. Chasing all over the place. VortiX is going to have to do some good job on his microing here to ensure his villagers will be protected. He's starting to chase him out. We do have a fortress down on the gold mine that will protect only 1 though, not high enough to protect 2 of them. Separating his army by 2. You'd almost want to start seeing a little bit of construction happening here just to block these guys off. It wouldn't take much to start to solidify the northern hemisphere from this raiding parties, as they are once again going to come out and try to come check it out. Ooh, we see here champion infantry and champion soldiers going to be coming through. Heavy hoplites already on the board. And heavy toxites too. Heavy Hippias is on the board too. Lots of upgrades coming on both of them. Divine Blood, Bronze Armors. We have a myth. upgrade looking in the queue as well. However, we already have Matador proceeding to level up as well. This army's gonna have to watch out for those horses. We gotta see what he's seeing, because he is dominating with this raiding going on. He's using the best he can, but if he's not careful, this could get on his disadvantage if he's not too careful. Good force up here. Pushing back, recognizing that he's gonna get harassed by a couple hydras with multiple heads. Continuing to raid over here with these Hippias. You will navigate them towards the fortress. That is not a villager, unfortunately. This will not bode well for that little military. Hydra is putting in work. He's also harassing his villagers, starting to get back for all that what he did before. He will lose a lot of this military, though. He is already Mythic. The other one is halfway to Mythic. TC. Managed to get that TC up. Plenty Vault is down. Which is smart, because he will need that since he is not fishing. Colossus on the board as well. No docks, so he's not getting any Mythic units out of that. That TC will fail. Alright, so we've seen what he's doing. He's still working on queuing up some of those champion units here. VortiX is realizing he will be losing some of that. Those are silos up. Significant amount of force coming for another TC. Wanting to get that population up. 67 villagers to 85. 5.4k to 5.7k as well. Alright. Here we go. He's also Mythic on the board. He does have Lightning Storm, which he could call in if he needs to. And Hippias and Militia coming in to check out see what's going on down here. Fishing ships are coming in. Here comes the high pass, which are also going to be heavy, which will make a lot of sense too. A lot of updates are queued. Got a lot of stuff happening over here. Three-headed Hydra. Medusa's on the board. We got Odysseus, Prostagma, and Vulman. Oh, we have a champion Hippias. Well, that didn't last long. Champions coming in to react with these high pass. We do have two siege weapons taking out the other town center. VortiX is trying to reclaim the map. He has his own siege tower too. These Hippias will not survive that though. We do have a god power going down, getting some fresh piglets for that military. They will go and harass more of his villagers, which he does simply have less of. 91 to 68 villagers. He will do very well on that. Colossus and Siege Towers will wipe out their forward operating base without any issues. This siege weapon is kind of on fire, which is probably not a good thing for it. Probably better if it was up there doing some damage on that fortification. Population is a little bit starting to skew. 191 to 200. There we go. Bronze on the board. He's not retreating, even though bronze is on the board. This will be a mistake for Matador, as these bronze soldiers will be significantly increased on their defense. And these are moving out to go to those fortresses. Villagers will go back up and rebuild that town center. He will need to reclaim that map priority. So while this is happening, let's go see what Matador's got going on. He does not have a very big military. This could mean he could be in a little trouble here. He does have a lot more villagers though, obviously, but He loses this fortress, he will have to start to retreat his gold miners and potentially some farmers. You're scattering his forces up over here. This will go down. And these Toxites are waiting to have that delicious butter knife dinner. With these lovely soldiers here, just hanging out, getting some gold. Meanwhile, you have a four-headed Hydra lurking over the building. This hero will hurt that Hydra. Oh, that is hitting that siege weapon hard, and it goes down in 3 hits. Militia taking out Odysseus. Not giving two messes on that. Siege tower's down, pushing forward. This is getting interesting. Matador still has the supreme score advantage, but we're starting to see some additional champion Toxites. With fancy helmets and armor, looking pretty good. These villagers are starting to get picked off. 71 to 95. We do have VortiX with a supreme military now of 136 to 48. Bronze weapons, a lot of increases coming in for Matador for his military as he tries to get lots of buildings up to try to hold on. He will have to start producing madly to try to keep this up, otherwise he will lose this game. VortiX is having some more map control now. I suspect he will be increasing forward operating bases, which are happening too. We have a lot of villagers proceeding to the other mine, which won't actually do very much good for him once these get up. Thunderstorm coming in. This will be interesting. Here we go. Coming in. God power activating whatever military he has. This will probably seal the deal for VortiX to get the win. These villagers are getting absolutely massacred by the Hydra and Hypasts. They will go down. His military is down. His base is starting to fall. We're going to see a forfeit here. Guaranteed forfeit coming up. The resources are down. Yeah. Villagers, still has more villagers despite that, but we do have to keep in mind the fishing vessel's priority. These villagers are trying to get to the water, just trying to get away. It's not going to happen. Second TC getting hit by 2 siege towers. Got militia not putting up with that. They're not going to allow that to happen. We have several units scattered about. More piggies, whatever force, probably the militia. Yeah, there goes the militia. Into some piggies. We have the villagers taking out the town center with their butter knives. They are poking it to death. They will not tolerate this town center, and they will retreat as Theseus, the hero, comes to arrive on scene to make sure these butter knives do not proceed. We are healing the military as they are taking out his other town center. Matador is not giving up, though. He's going to continue to try to fight this. Building some archers and high pass himself. Peltas on the board. GG. VortiX coming back with a solid effort. Not happy with that previous defeat. Coming out to claim the victory. As we can see here, he is dominating across the board. His villagers were not idle. More villagers came through after he got his secondary settlement captured. Ended up getting 3 before as well, losing those a little bit. Military never being too high until he started to get those massive upgrades that made him win the game. Absolute GGs by both.